Sorry, nope, redo. All right, guys, so I want you to meet a really good friend of mine. Hey guys, so super cool video coming to you. We are out on Main Street. Did I say anything else in the video? It's just really short. I love how people mysteriously get on their phones as soon as they see us. Local installment about the coffee shop. Freaking stop. Okay, so the first question I'm going to answer is one that I get pretty often. So what is the diversity like here in the upstate, in Greenville? And I think that really covers three different things. It covers race, religion, and culture. And something you need to know about Greenville is it has seen massive change just in the last decade. It's really a melting pot. And a lot of you who are calling me or sending me an email, or you comment on these videos and you're like, Aubree, where would a 30-something person want to live? Or Aubree, I'm a single female and I want to live somewhere that's safe. Or will I fit in there in Greenville? So I actually went and I looked into it a little bit, and I want to give you guys some confidence around it. So Greenville has this great melting pot of people. And something that we love to see in Greenville is the local governments and so on and so forth have been very intentional about the events that they hold, about the people that have influence on local businesses, local events, even whenever it comes to councils. We really want to make sure that we have a good, diverse amount of people. And guys, we're in the South, so take that as you will. And Greenville is very unique. One of the number one things that I hear about Greenville whenever I ask people, hey, what do you like about Greenville? Or what surprised you about Greenville has been the people are kind. The people are very intentional in relationships. So check out the last video that I posted with our street interviews in Greenville. You're gonna get a really good feel for the diversity and the people that are here. So I love that. The next question I get a fair amount of times is, Aubree, what is the crime rate here? And I'll tell you, crime is going to be everywhere. But most particularly here in the upstate, you're going to see more property crime that's actually reported. And what that is, and I was talking to a friend of mine recently about this. Guys, whenever you're here, make sure you lock your cars and you have places on your front porch where an Amazon package can be left and kind of hidden, because that's what we see a lot around here are those porch pirates. And they show up. So whenever I see people talking about it, I see that on like the Nextdoor app or Facebook residence groups. And those places are usually very active whenever somebody comes by and steals something. So be smart, report it whenever it happens, and you probably won't have the problems to begin with. But it is something that happens more than I'd like to say here in the area. Other things that you need to know is the cost of living. So Aubree, what is the cost of living like here? And the biggest thing that affects that is our housing prices. So housing prices here in the upstate are about 20 to 30% less than the entire national average. And that is something that I think is great. Even though it feels like prices on housing and rent has gone absolutely bonkers over the last couple of years, I will say that you still get a lot of value for what you purchase, and you can usually find what you want in your price range without completely being house poor. So I'd love to answer more questions about that, but at the same time, there's other things that go into your cost of living. Your healthcare costs, pretty normal with a national average, maybe slightly more expensive just because of some of the programs that we have here. Groceries are less expensive. Your overall utility bills are also about 7% less than the national average. So it's pretty inexpensive to live here, as well as our property taxes. Now, property taxes in South Carolina are taken care of in a little bit of a different way, and it might be a surprise to you if you're relocating here. So you have your property taxes for where you live, and those are going to be so much less than where you might be coming from. So I would say the average property taxes here in the upstate range anywhere from $1,600 to $1,800 a year, maybe up to just over $2,000 a year, depending on within city limits and so on and so forth. Pretty low, right? Next, you also have your vehicle taxes, however. So this is something that I think surprises people whenever they move here. You've got to register your car. And whenever you do that, there are property taxes that are owed on that vehicle. So the South Carolina rate for taxes is 6%. So you are going to get charged your DMV fees, and usually it's just a one-time fee and then an every other year registration plate fee. But then you're also going to pay your property taxes separately from your housing property taxes every year. And that bill usually comes out at the beginning of the year, I believe. So watch out for it. It is different, but basically it all comes out in the wash anyways, right? So if you have questions about it, I'll put some links in the description to the DMV website. That way you can read up on it yourself. Lastly, and probably one of the number one questions I get every conversation is, what's the weather like? What is it actually like outside? So that's why we are inside today at Cartwright Food Hall, standing in front of this really cool mural. We are having a pretty decent weather event today, and that has to do with it's hurricane season. So we are doing this video at the end of September in 2022, and Hurricane Ian just completely ravaged Florida as a Category 4 hurricane, and then decided to come up and make landfall in South Carolina. So we are about 200 miles inland from the coast. So by the time this weather gets to us, we get some pretty decent tropical storms here in the area. And what they result in is crazy high winds. So we have trees that come down, then flooding. It does happen. We're expecting about 3 to 4 inches of rain today, and then just some pretty nasty thunderstorms. So in results for that, they canceled school today because they're worried about the school buses and different things with the kids and parents having to commute back and forth. It's a really bad thunderstorm, but that's something that happens here. So that happens in the fall. And one thing about the fall here is you actually get a fall season, which I love. It's my favorite. You will see the leaves change color. The temperature becomes absolutely amazing. 60s and 70s and throughout the day. You start the day and it's like in the 50s. So it's my favorite season here in the upstate. Then you have the winter time. So in the wintertime, we're pretty mild throughout the season. And we usually stay between the 30s and 50s, not bad. And we might see a little bit of snow 2 to 3 times a year, but beware. As soon as the first flurries start, everything shuts down. And it's just because nobody here knows what to do in snow. Nobody knows how to drive in it. So even if you know how to drive in it or how to get around, I definitely recommend stay inside because of everybody else. And we shut down maybe for a day or two, and then it's gone and it's fine. But that's our winter time. Then you have our spring and summer. So in the springtime, oh my word, we get pollen. It's still pretty mild, but it gets very humid throughout the spring and the summertime. And then we see some pretty high temperatures throughout the summer. So I think we get maybe 2 to 3 weeks where we're in the upper 90s, low 100s, but it's not a bad heat. Again, we have a fair amount of humidity here. So it's pretty nice, it's not bad, but guys, I'm inside all summer. This red hair, I burn like crazy. So just a few things about the weather here. I hope it helped you out. Make sure you watch our other videos as well about what it's actually like living here in Greenville, and just check those out and pay attention for more videos to come. Hope this was helpful, and I'll catch you next time.